statement was stopped in the middle of body cam video. The statement's done. If they can identify who that officer is, because they've not been identified to us.
Pause right here. This case already raises red flags. We're hearing about an officer charged with aggravated assault in the same courthouse, while a body cam statement mysteriously cuts off. That's not just messy, that's potentially explosive for credibility and disclosure. Keep that detail in your back pocket.
What's the discovery?
There's a video. First statement made by the complaining witness when she comes to the police office is recorded, and that was soon discovered. I was under the impression that it was one of the officers who made a report. All the officers I have in the police reports, I'm thinking it's one of them. We subpoenaed them to talk to them. This morning, I asked for the officers that I thought it was. After she wrote a statement that she's the one that met. I said, yeah, we have a review this 1 minute, 30-second body cam, just so we can.
So what's the issue?
The issue is, she says, well, that's not me. I think it's these two other guys who mentioned nowhere in the reports. And in the video, she starts making a statement about what happened to those officers, and then it cuts off. So I don't know who those officers are. I don't know what that statement was. There's no way I can properly impeach.
Well, the statement is not going to come in until we have a hearing on it.
Well, my issue is that they've got officers in one who heard a second version, a third version, a fourth version. They're saying that's not us that heard that first version that you saw on video.
Then they can't talk about that.
This is huge. The defense is saying, I can't impeach the witness if I don't know who took the first statement, in plain English. If statements change over time, the defense has the constitutional right to expose those inconsistencies. Missing officers equals missing cross-examination equals serious due process concerns.
How can they even talk about what she told them? Because I'm not able to impeach any of these witnesses if I don't have all of their statements that the state has. And I don't have the same knowledge as the police department has. They took these statements. First statement, they got tons of impeachment in it that I can use against an audience, that I can use against.
So why is everybody waiting till the last minute to talk about a first statement?
To the state's knowledge, there are no statements that have not been disclosed to defense. Everything has been documented in the report and has been provided to defense.
So here's my question. Has the first statement been provided?
Yes.
So is the only issue that there needs to be an officer?
Hold on.
What it is, Your Honor, is that the statement was stopped in the middle of the body cam video. The statement's done. So we were anticipating, thinking, because the impression that we got, it was from this one officer who was going to be testifying. So when we go to question her and we were asking her questions, it's basically saying, oh, that's not my body camera. That wasn't me. I don't know what happened at that point.
She didn't know what that said.
So she doesn't know anything about that statement. So, and the statements have been changing throughout. So we want to see how far the statements have changed from statement number 1 to statement number 2 to statement number 3. If we're just finding out today that statement number 1 wasn't even taken by the officers who we believe it to be, we can't properly impeach. If they can identify who that officer is, then we can bring them up and testify, well, what is it that she told you in statement number 1? And we can't even do that because they've not been identified to us. There's no supplemental reports by this person. And as you well know in investigative processes, any officer that has any contact with the complaining witness and that complaining witness is making statements should, under proper investigatory standards, make a supplemental report so that we can know what's going on. We can't even say that today. So as far as the court's question as to why are we just finding this out right now, we just found out right now. This is not any bad conduct, and I'm not trying to impute any bad conduct on the DA at this point. But my point being is that this is something that should have been brought for our knowledge, and just hiding the ball and saying, well, we didn't think about it, we didn't know about it, that's insufficient. That's denying the client. So here's my question. 1, how many statements were made?
At least 3.
One statement that they made was read to the officer. What they're referring to, this body cam that they have, is no audio on.
Notice how careful defense counsel is here. They're not accusing the DEA of misconduct yet. They're framing this as a system failure. Not bad faith, that's intentional. Judges listen more closely when lawyers sound reasonable instead of reckless.
Body cam, cuts off. Maybe something wrong. It's very short. Your Honor would like to watch it, see there is no audio on this. Additionally, if it is what, as you were saying, to Officer Caballero, who is here, present, to testify, it was all done by his own detective.
So this is my question. And I want everybody to answer questions that are being asked. First, is this a statement involving the complainant? Yes. All right. So, how many statements does the complainant have is attributed to the complainant?
Are we referring to different times when the statement was made?
Just the total. Did this all happen in one sequence?
Was it not?
All right. So here's the thing. I need one person at a time. And this is what I want to remind everybody. I cannot make a proper ruling if everybody wants to converse over each other. This is the information I need and this is the information I want. And then you can all do your arguments afterwards. So, the first statement, and I'll just call it first statement, and that was by the complainant. Who is the officer who took the first statement? All right, I'm gonna have y'all step back. Y'all discuss whatever y'all want to discuss, then you come back. But the jury is coming in like 5 minutes, and if y'all have not finished discussing it, then that means that you all don't want me to make a ruling on anything. I want you to okay, we're ready. So, answer your question. All right, so this is my question. Listen to my question, please. Only answer my question.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, the initial statement of the complainant. What medium was this done in?
On emergency line.
Okay, non-emergency 911 call.
Emergency line, yes.
All right. That's the first statement.
Simply tries to make a statement about this incident.
All right. And then the second statement?
It's when she goes to the police station and meets with Officer Caballero.
No, that's not correct. The second statement was made at the station to some mysterious police officer who had the body camera. And the body camera, as she starts to talk, it goes off. Now, the questions that we have is what did she tell that officer and why? And if we had that officer to ask the officer, why did you feel the need to turn off your body camera? Is there a statement?
So what is in the discovery, the video that we have is assigned to Officer Kennedy. On his supplement with
Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. A body cam that turns off right as a statement, starts no audio, no clarity. Ask yourself if nothing important was said. Why does this gap matter so much? This is exactly why body cam evidence can make or break a case.
to me, it appears their live hope some version of like the person that can get the photographs, attach them to the report. That's what the system it looks like it reads. I mean, yes, it looks like the image of a certain photographs, which were given. Essentially, his purpose of coming to the station was for that. May have been statements given to him while he's taking photographs. This is the only body cam. That is this one that they have, where as soon as potentially audio comes about.
The point that we're making with that particular statement, Your Honor, is that through their own witness evidence we got so far from discovery, is that there was another officer there, and the officer Kennedy saying that wasn't my body camera. That mysterious person.
We thought it was going to be Officer Kennedy. He's the only other person. Officer Caballero, and I asked her, well, why don't you take a look at this video before Kennedy gets there? She said, that's not Kennedy. Stop. Let me ask you this. Are these officers here?
Officer Caballero and Detective Jimenez are here.
Kennedy. Bring them down. And they will come down and you all talk. All right. Thank you. Officer Kennedy, though, was not here. That's what we wanted to talk to him and find out who the other officer was.
Any objection to the court speaking to the jurors? I won't blame anyone, of course. I will just let them know that there have been technical difficulties.
Sorry.
All right. So both the defense and the state are going to speak with you briefly in the back. There is an issue concerning a body cam video and audio. And so there's been some discrepancy over who that might have been. So maybe you all will be able to clear that up for the defense and the state if there's any type of discrepancy. So that's the only thing they're going to ask you about, because now is not the time for people to do direct examination and cross examination. It's just for them to discover an issue with a body cam. So supposedly, from what they're telling me, there was a body cam with the complainant in this case.
Yes.
The audio was cut off, and there's some confusion about whose body cam that belonged to. So you all may be able to clear that up for us. So if you all will talk to them in the, we have a waiting room there. If you'll talk to them, and maybe we can discover who that is, and then we'll proceed with trial. All right. Thank you guys so much. All right. We're going to go on the record on 2024 CR 3498, State versus Duran Evans. Could I have parties announced for the record?
Sanchez for the state.
For Mr. Evans.
Yes. So where are we?
So we discussed this with the two witnesses, the two officers in the back. The female officer gave two names. She thought that it might be a Corporal Reese or an Officer Brian Smith. The gentleman officer said that he thinks it sounds like Officer Kennedy. We just found out right now that Officer Kennedy was charged with aggravated assault by a public servant in this courthouse, being prosecuted by the district attorney's office, which we were not made aware of until just right now. He apparently pled out of the 226 on 1st, which was Monday. He's sentenced for a PSI on the 28th of January. We're just finding this out.
And as far as our ethical obligation, when it comes to this, there's no obligation until conviction of the officer has been determined, and conviction will come. It looks like in January, at which point that will be responsibility to ethical disclosure.
But shouldn't they have been made aware in the spirit of the law and what they should be told? That your witness.
And if it was become aware of it, it was disclosed.
I find it hard to believe that this district attorney's office is not aware of a person that they're prosecuting in the courtroom directly underneath this one.
It wasn't disclosed.
All right, so here's the thing. Number one,
We still don't know who the officer was on the body cam.
just 1 second. So number one, I do not find it hard to believe that these specific attorneys didn't know someone else was being prosecuted. Now, are they supposed to have constructive knowledge? That's completely different. But as far as them having actual knowledge that he was charged with an offense and that it is in this courthouse, necessarily they wouldn't have an actual knowledge of that. And how many prosecutors, when you're running criminal history, you actually run the criminal history of officers? That's usually never done. So I understand that constructively they should have known, or constructively they do know, but they didn't have actual knowledge. Did you have actual knowledge?
Did not.
All right. So he doesn't have actual knowledge, but he has constructive knowledge.
Sure.
All right.
You still don't know who the actual officers are.
All right. So someone needs to get on the phone, and whoever those officers are saying they believe it's this person or that person, Someone needs to actually call or have them call to find out who this person is. Does everyone understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, so make that happen. And then,
We, as of right now, have no reason to believe the body can belong to any other officer, an officer can still trying to confirm it through superiors over at the Live Oak Police Department. No information has been provided to us that would lead to believe that anyone else, an officer.
all right, so here's my other thing. So is Officer Kennedy subpoenaed to testify in this case?
He was not defended by the state. He was not a witness. He was planning on call.
I'd say she doesn't get
that if needed for.
All right, so the state is going to want him to be here. So y'all will need to contact Mr. Kennedy's attorney. So I'm going to excuse the jury. They're going to be back here tomorrow, and you all need to be here by 10, and you need to have all the information be ready to proceed.
Sure.
All right, thank you.